Hey guys, today we are going to be learning some more about plants and we will be diving into what they need. Let's get started. All right, guys, let's dive into plant needs here. You can see we got a baby Groot, or a plant Groot, baby Groot, and grown Groot. So we are going to explore that growing process. So, what do plants need to grow? Can you think of anything? Let's discuss. Now, I know it's hard for us to actually discuss, but what I really want you guys to think about is if you have any plants at home, or if your parents maybe have a garden, or you've grown a plant before, think about what those plants need. So let's check to see if any of us were correct. So if you said light, air, water, nutrients, or space, you are correct. Good job, as you can see from our little baby meme there. Oh, I accidentally covered it up, but we are going to go ahead and break this down a little bit further. So you can see from our picture over there, you can see sunlight, air, water, nutrients, and space. So why do plants need light? So light is captured by leaves from the sun. Energy from the sun is turned into glucose. Now, that's kind of a confusing or new word, but all glucose is it's a type of sugar that plants produce. Glucose is used to help plants grow strong, flower, and then reproduce. Light provides heat for plants to survive, so plants can't live in the cold. That's why during the winter a lot of plants can't survive. Light tells plants what time of year it is, so they know when to grow, flower, reproduce. And then one thing I didn't put there is or go into like hibernation, which plants and animals both do. So sugar in much of our foods is the glucose from sugarcane plants. So as you can see on the left there, that is the sugarcane plant. They grow really tall. They grow in warm environments, not in Minnesota. And then on the right, you can see a sugarcane plant that is broken apart, and then a bowl of sugar. Now, sugar doesn't actually come out white, it comes out brown, which is closer to the plant color of the inside of it. We bleach sugar, so it turns white. But brown sugar, white sugar, they're pretty much the same. What about air? So, plants absorb carbon dioxide or CO2. That's a good way to remember it. That's maybe a little bit shorter. From the air and converts CO2 into glucose through photosynthesis. So that's kind of a lot. So let's talk about that. Carbon dioxide. That is what we breathe out, what cars produce, different things like that. And it converts it into glucose. Again, that's sugar, guys, through photosynthesis. Now, photosynthesis is powered by sunlight. It is a process in which plants produce oxygen, which we need to breathe. Now, we can see that from our picture there, it gives us a good visual of what is happening. But we are missing a couple things. So there's even more to the process of photosynthesis. We also need water. So all living things, including plants, are mostly made of water. Now, a fun fact for you guys is the human body is 2/3 or 66% water. That's because every single little part of your body needs water to function. Now, water is used to help plants in a lot of different ways. So let's look at some of those ways that water helps plants. First, it helps move nutrients from the soil into the plant. So it aids in that kind of like transportation of nutrients. It helps in photosynthesis. It helps plants stand strong and upright so they do not wilt and droop. And it keeps plants cool as water evaporates from the leaves. So it helps keep plants cool, like when you run through the sprinkler during the summer. It's kind of the same thing. And then you can see our two pictures. There's a plant being watered, and then our picture, which now includes water. On the previous slide, it did not. And then through photosynthesis, it produces glucose or sugar and oxygen, which we breathe. So I also said nutrients. So yes, plants do need nutrients to support their growth. Some common plant nutrients are, which you guys don't need to remember this, but I just wanted to tell you some of the nutrients. Those are nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, and magnesium. The most important nutrients a plant needs in large quantities are hydrogen, oxygen, and carbon. Plants can absorb nutrients from the soil, air, and water. So as we learned previously, is that plants absorb carbon dioxide through their leaves and produce oxygen. And then you can see in our picture here that the plant is absorbing different nutrients through its roots. So depending on the growth of the plant, it's going to need different nutrients. Now this picture here has a lot of different symbols on it. Those one-letter symbols are, they stand for elements. So if we look at our picture, we can see a bunch of elements on the top here. Now what I did is I just broke down the ones that we talked about. So the ones that we had kind of talked about are calcium, nitrogen, and phosphorus. So that is helping to support the new tissue growth, the new young leaves. And then to help sustain the old leaves from not dying and wilting, some of the elements that we had talked about are potassium, which is K, magnesium, which is Mg. Let's go on to the next one here. All right, plants also need space. Plants need space to grow. Other plants take up space, so each plant is going to have different space needs. Plants that are too close will compete for nutrients, which will make them both weaker. As you can see from our picture over here, all of the plants are pretty spaced out, though some, like this one over here, look like it's kind of one big plant. That means that that plant can grow really close to each other and not die. Other plants, such as these ones over here, need lots of space in between. You could probably easily walk between those. Or over here, there's different plants. There's even plants over here, these bushes that are kind of spaced out as well. So if a plant doesn't get enough space, what'll happen is it'll get diseases easier, insects can invade, and it can lead to poor food production if you're growing like carrots or different vegetables like that. All right, let's watch this video really quick here.
Did you know plants and humans have many things in common? Plants are living things just like us, and plants need food to grow just like us. But what are the foods that plants need to grow? They need enough sunlight, water, clean air, rich soil, and space. Plants take in carbon dioxide like we breathe in oxygen, and they give out oxygen like we breathe out carbon dioxide. Enough sunlight provides warmth and energy for the plants. Water transports nutrients throughout the plant. Plants take water, sunlight, and carbon dioxide to make their own food in a process called photosynthesis. Rich soil also helps the plant hold on firmly so it can grow tall. Stored water and nutrients in the soil are transported to the plant through the roots. Too much water or too much sunlight can be harmful to plants. Too much water can drown the plant, and too much sunlight can cause the plants to get dried. So next time you see your uncle or aunt planting in their garden, think about the food the plants need. Like and subscribe for more videos like this.
All right, so let's review. As the video pointed out, plants need light, air, water, nutrients, and space to grow. An easy way to remember this is an acronym. An acronym is just the first letter of each word of that, of the needs, and it is LAWNS. So if you remember LAWNS, it'll help you remember what plants need. So just to wrap it all up here, plants use CO2, light, nutrients, and water to go through photosynthesis. Photosynthesis helps plants produce glucose, which is sugar, and oxygen, which helps us breathe. And if you look at our picture over here, there's that process broken down. It's kind of hard to see, so I put it on another slide for you guys. So again, sunlight, carbon dioxide or CO2, water, nutrients all go into the plant. And then what occurs is photosynthesis. And what photosynthesis produces is oxygen and plant sugars or glucose. All right, guys, that wraps up plants for us here for the day. There are worksheets for you to check out and online resources, games, YouTube videos. Check them out. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.